Welcome back to the East Coast, Tim
Thank you.
Hicks.
Yeah.
I know we can't really touch on what you're doing in town right now, but we'll get to that a little later on down the road.
It's a secret.
I love secrets.
Right? I'm on a secret mission.
It gives you something to look forward to
Absolutely.
down the road.
Yeah.
First off, congrats on What a Song Should Do. Number
Thank
one,
you.
Canada.
Yeah.
And Australia.
Yeah, who knew? I didn't even see that coming. Someone just texted me. I think it was Ron, my manager Ron. He just sent me a text that said, number one in Aussie. I was like, what? I didn't even know it was on the charts down there. So works out good because we're headed down there in March to play. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, what's it like hearing that news that your song is number one, not in just in your home country, but another country?
Well, it's surreal. Like I never thought I'd ever have a number one in Canada, let alone anywhere else. So, for a number of reasons that we can talk about off air. But it's just one of those things where I couldn't believe it. And when the Canada thing happened, it was emotional. I was really excited, and my wife said, "Are you gonna enjoy it?" And I said, "Every second of it." And for that 1 week, I got away with murder around my house, because when I'm not on the road, I'm folding laundry, I'm taking kids to school, I'm making lunches, I'm doing all the I'm a house husband when I'm at home, essentially,
Yeah.
And I didn't. She says, "Oh, you didn't get around to doing the laundry today?" I said, "No, I didn't." She says, "How come?" I said, "Because I have the number one country song in Canada." She goes, for 1 week, I'll let you have it. And that's it, right? Come Sunday at midnight, back to normal, buddy.
Yeah, and that laundry's getting saved.
Yeah. That's what. See, my wife worked at the Gap when she was a teenager, so she folds laundry like it's pristine, like it's like right out of a store.
And it's probably quick, too.
It's so quick.
So efficient.
And so she's taught me how to do it. I don't do it as well, but I'm a close second.
I'm surprised she didn't get you one of those
the folding boards. We've talked about it. Yeah.
Next Christmas.
Yeah.
So, new EP called Wreck, 3 songs on it, 3 great tunes.
Thank you.
But why just 3?
Well, it's a different world. It's a different world, and people consume music in such a different way. And I just felt like, like leading up to this, I think you know this about me. I'm heavily rooted in classic everything, classic rock, classic country, whatever it is, and the classic way of doing things, which is you put out an album and you put your singles out, and then you go out and tour it and you do your thing. And it's different now. I think people get bored. You put out 12 songs and 3 of them make the radio, or 4 if you're lucky, and then the rest of the songs just kind of live out there in limbo. I think this is a sort of a unique way and a forward-thinking way of trying to get material out, and then it's I'm sure you won't be surprised, but we'll probably do this again this year even. You know what I mean? And drop little bits of material along the way to kind of keep people interested and keep me interested. And it also keeps me fluid because I'm always writing and being creative. So for instance, if I go to Nashville next month and write a really wicked tune, we could cut it and put it out on the next 3-song EP. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Yeah, so there's a plan in place there, and these 3 songs, I wrote for a year to get to this point, and a lot of songs got written, a lot of songs got put to the side, and these 3 I think best represent different aspects of what I do. You know what I mean? You got No Truck Song, which I'm excited about, is tongue in cheek, and it's fun, and I think when people hear it, they'll know I'm not taking myself too seriously. Which we've never done. Like we do that in on the records, like with songs like Drink Along and of course Stronger Beer.
I love Stronger Beer
right,
still.
But we've never put one out like that as a single. So that's what's interesting to me about this one. So I hope people see the humor in it. And then of course you got Wreck This Town, which is like classic Tim Hicks, like bang your head against the wall and pyro going off in the background kind of thing. And then Ride or Die, which is, that was a song I had the title for, and I kind of heard it like as a Jason Aldean sort of rocker. And this fellow we were writing with, Andy Albert, he said, "No, I hear it as a ballad." And once he said that, it was like, "Oh, buddy, let's chase that for a bit." And it didn't take long. It sort of fell out, and I'm really proud of that song. It went over well at home with my lady, fellas. So there you go,
Have that playing when she gets home.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And there every now and again, I'll write a song that really means something to me. Not that, loud doesn't mean something to me, but it's for a different reason. And for me, when I write these songs, they always have to have a place in the show. That's where I come from. I come from a live music background. The songs all have to serve that because that's what I am and that's what I do, and I wear it like a badge, you know. And I love making records too, but the live thing is what I really live for. So each one of these songs and each song that I've ever put out has to have a place in the show. You know?
That makes sense. It's like a puzzle putting together.
Absolutely,
a beautiful puzzle.
Yeah, and you need songs like "Ride or Die" for a moment in the show to go, hey, you know, Tim Hicks does more than just yell at you, you know.
And tell you to get loud. And
well, that's the thing. You know, I'll never forget, like, my son, he was super small, like maybe 3 or something. And I think it might have even been Cavendish that we were out playing. And he says, I finished my set. He says, Daddy, why were you yelling at those people?
No, he didn't.
I'm like, I was singing, but thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, because 18 years I was a working musician before any of this happened. I sung all different kinds of songs. So you need them all, right? You need the Rectus Towns. You need Ride or Dies. You need them all.
And that Ride or Die, it's good because the couples that come to your show have their own special moment.
Absolutely.
Then.
And, you know, I wish I had written that as my wedding song. I wish I had. You know, it was one of those ones that, like, I couldn't wait to play for Amanda when I got home. Like, check this out. Check it out. I sent her the scratch. Like, you know, when we write, at the end of the day, everyone sort of puts their iPhones or turns their computers around. And you just record a quick scratch of the song so that you get it, document it all, really. And I sent her the scratch of me singing the song just kind of in the room. And she was like, yep, that's a winner.
Yeah, well, there you go. Renew your vows. And
yeah, right? You never know.
You got a bit of a tour coming up as well. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, all I can say at this point is new music, new tour. So we'll be around, man. And I you know, just like we're looking at releasing music a little bit differently, we're looking at touring a little bit differently. So I don't think we're going to be on a bus for a month kind of thing. I think that if we can line it up right, we'll do more of the American style touring where we're flying in places and playing on weekends, which I think is the best anyway, man. Like, you don't want to be playing, it's always a drag when you're on the road and you're in a town on a Monday night. And because I'm not really a Monday night kind of a guy, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to come to a Tim Hicks show, you're going to want to come on Friday or Saturday. You're going to need a day to recover. So you know, that's just the way it is. You know?
I will vouch for that because I've been to your show, and you do need that extra day to just
relax. Yeah, take some
wind
Tylenol.
down.
Take some Tylenol. Yeah, so I think, you know, if that all lines up, it'll work out great.
Yeah. So doing a lot of traveling as a musician, what's the coolest place you've ever traveled to?
Oh man, I went to Senegal once by accident. Yeah.
By accident.
By accident. Yeah.
How did that happen?
Oh, how can I tell this story? Okay, so I was working on cruise ships. I was playing in a band, and we had done a run where we went to the Falkland Islands, which was really cool, and we went all the way up and down that the Atlantic coast of South America, so Uruguay and parts of Argentina, and then we ended up in Rio. We were supposed to get off the ship in Rio and fly to San Diego and do a West Coast U.S. run. And when we got to Rio, we went to leave the ship, and the customs agent says, "Where are your visas?" And we were like, "Well, we're not working in Brazil.
Yeah.
We just need to get to the airport." They said all Canadian and American citizens must have a travel visa while you're in Brazil. And we're like, "Or what?" And they said, "Or we'll put you in jail." So we're like, "Whoa, I don't really want to end up in Brazilian jail. That sounds like a bad idea to me." So we're like, what do we do? And so we asked the ship people. They said, "No problem. You just get back on. We got room for you. Next port of call, get off the ship, fly to San Diego, do your gig. It'll be fine." We said, "Great. Where's the next port of call?" They said, "Dakar." And I was like, "Dakar? Like Senegal? Like in Africa?" They're like, "Yeah." I said, "We're going to cross the ocean?" They said, "Yep." "How long does that take?" 5 days. So we crossed the Atlantic Ocean, and it was the QE2 we were on, a beautiful cruise ship, just as passengers. And when we got to Dakar, we had to wait 3 days for Air Canada to come get us. But we got to go to Africa by accident.
That's amazing.
Yeah. The best part about this story was, and this is 100% true, there were posters everywhere at the resort we stayed at for Percy Sledge. Do you know who Percy Sledge is?
Yeah.
Or was? When a Man Loves a Woman was his big song, right? So we're like, wow, he's playing here? Yeah, he's playing here. So we checked in, elevator opens, out walks Percy Sledge. And there we are standing with our guitars. And he says, you boys musicians? I said, yes, Percy Sledge, we are.
You need a band?
Come down and have a beer with me in the bar. So we spent 3 days hanging with Percy Sledge at this resort in Dakar, not having supposed to be there. And he had just been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by U2. So he was telling us the story of like hanging with Bono and the Edge. It was wild. Like that. How could that? Like no. When I tell that story, like people are like, really? That really happened? I'm like, that really happened. It was unreal.
That's one of those crazy. All the pieces lined up perfectly.
Yeah.
Like everything worked. Because within a minute of things changing, you guys wouldn't have crossed paths.
No, we wouldn't have crossed paths. And you know what was the weird part about the whole thing, or the thing that was the most frustrating for me was we missed the leg of the tour. So I was out that money. And in those days, every dollar counted. Yeah. So I was more ticked off that I wasn't getting paid that week than anything else, like to really enjoy it. You know what I mean? Anyway, it was one of those crazy things. I'm going to write a book one day. I could talk road stories forever. I got so many of them.
Now, where is a place you would like to take the Throwdown crew that you haven't been yet? That's like of a bucket list.
Yeah, I mean, I'm headed to Europe to play, and I've played Europe in other projects, but never as Tim Hicks. So I'm really excited to get over there. I'm going to do part of the C2C festival that they have going on over there. So I'm going to play Berlin and Amsterdam and London, which is going to be really cool.
I hear the beer is terrible.
Yeah, right? Right? I know. It's going to be an awful time. And what's most interesting is it's almost like I'm starting over again, right? Because these are places they don't know my track record or who I am.
Yeah.
So it's just me and a guitar and my buddy and a guitar. So just how we started in Canada.
That's awesome.
With my first tour was out with Dallas and Chad, and it was me and my buddy Andrew, 2 acoustic guitars opening for 20 minutes,
That's amazing.
So I'm really looking forward to it, getting back to basics and trying to impress the crowd over there and see if I can kick up enough dust for them to ask us to bring the band back next time.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
So when you're not on the road, what do you get up to for fun? What do you like to do?
Well, I'm a dad, so a lot of that's centered around my kids. So for instance, this winter, we managed to get up to see my dad, who lives in Northern Ontario, and he lives on a lake, so he made a wonderful ice rink for us to skate on.
Nice.
And my kids, we taught them how to skate at the cottage. Yeah. So that was really fun. But mostly it's just, it's the day-to-day stuff, man. We got the kids are starting to get into things like my son's taking karate, and we got them both in piano lessons. And my daughter does gymnastics, and we also spend a lot of time. I've got a little studio at my house, so I'll go down with the kids. In fact, we just completed our first song together.
Oh,
me and
with the kids.
Yeah. So I had my daughter sing it, and we had a riot just down in the studio. So that's something that we can do, because I'm not a real handy guy. I can't build a tree fort for my kids or do any of the things that my dad could do for me. But I know how to build songs, and I know how to make make a song come alive in a studio. So it was a lot of fun putting that together with my little ones.
That's amazing. Maybe it'll be on an EP sometime.
Maybe.
As like one of those bonus tracks you wait 3 minutes for.
Oh no, that will never happen. But it's fun to play for the grandparents and for friends of ours, and they'll have that forever.
That's amazing memories too.
Yeah.
So what I have here, Tim, is some more questions, but
I love
this is kind of like fate. There's over 300 questions.
Amazing.
I'll get you to dig in.
Oh yeah.
Grab a couple.
Okay.
And we'll
go from there.
We'll go from there. Whatever.
Okay, I got a few here. Okay. Okay, here it is. What would you do if you knew you were going to die in 1 hour? Oh my. That's
dark.
Morbid. I mean, I wish I could come up with a crazier answer, but I would probably I would want to be with my loved ones and just hug those little buggers until the lights went out, I mean, we'd probably have a tequila shot contest as well.
Yeah. Go out with a bang.
Right? All right, question number 2 from the bin here. What is something you will never do again? I will never play in a lounge band on a cruise ship ever again. I had enough of that baloney. It comes up every now and again. Like someone will say, "Oh, why don't you do a cruise for your vacation?" And I'm like, "I've done enough cruises for 4 lifetimes. If I never have to be here hot, and Michael row your boat ashore ever again, that's fine by me, dude."
So one of those Luke Bryan tours where it's like down south on a beach.
Well, that would be different. That would be different. See, if I was playing my own stuff, like if someone said, "Hey, you want to do a country cruise with FGL?" Of course I would, But to go back to playing, Summer Wind and cha-chas for the dancing crowd during the Captain's Cocktail Hour, no, I'm done with that.
Well, Tim, can't wait for this EP to drop. Yeah, everything is coming up aces. Loving it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming in today.
No worries. Anytime, man.
And I want you to know my studio door's always open. If you're ever in the city, just drop on in.
Well, now that I know where the new one is. Yeah. So that's what you tell everyone. So I'd been, obviously been to the station a number of times, but I had one of those moments where I rolled in the GPS says, "You have arrived." And I said, "No, I have not. I don't know where I am right now," but I was in the right spot. It worked out good.
Tim, thanks so much.
My pleasure, Chris. Thank you. My